Welcome to the Professional Certifications channel. In this tutorial, we'll explore 50 key DNS terms that every IT professional and system administrator must know. DNS is the backbone of name resolution in Windows Server. It's what lets users type friendly names like Microsoft.com instead of remembering IP addresses. Let's decode DNS together.
Section 1. Core DNS Concepts. 1. DNS, Domain Name System. A service that translates human-readable domain names into IP addresses. 2. Name Resolution. The process of converting a domain name into its corresponding IP address. 3. DNS Server. A server that hosts DNS zones and responds to name resolution requests. 4. DNS Client. Any device that sends queries to a DNS server to resolve names. 5. Resolver. The client-side service that performs DNS lookups. 6. Query. A request sent from a DNS client to a DNS server to resolve a name. 7. Response. The reply from a DNS server that contains the resolved IP address or an error message. 8. Recursive Query. A query where the DNS server takes full responsibility to resolve the name and return the answer. 9. Iterative Query. The server responds with a referral to another DNS server instead of the full answer. 10. Forward Lookup. Resolving a domain name to an IP address.
Section 2. Reverse and Zone Management. 11. Reverse Lookup. Resolving an IP address to a domain name. 12. Zone. A portion of the DNS namespace managed by a specific DNS server. 13. Zone File. A text file that contains mappings between domain names and IP addresses. 14. Forward Lookup Zone. Stores mappings from domain names to IP addresses. 15. Reverse Lookup Zone. Stores mappings from IP addresses to domain names. 16. Primary Zone. The main writable copy of a zone file. 17. Secondary Zone. A read-only copy of the primary zone for redundancy. 18. Stub Zone. Contains only the essential records, NS, SOA, of another zone for delegation. 19. Zone Transfer. The process of copying DNS zone data from one server to another. 20. Incremental Zone Transfer, IXFR. Transfers only changed data instead of the entire zone.
Section 3. DNS Records, Resource Records. 21. Resource Record, RR. Basic unit of DNS data. Represents a mapping or piece of information. 22. A record, address record. Maps a domain name to an IPv4 address. 23. AA Record. Maps a domain name to an IPv6 address. 24. CNAME. Canonical Name Record. Points one domain name to another. Alias. 25. MX Record. Mail Exchange. Defines the mail server responsible for handling emails for the domain. 26. NS Record. Name Server. Identifies the authoritative DNS servers for the zone. 27. SOA Record. Start of Authority. Defines key administrative information about the zone, such as the primary server and contact email. 28. PTR Record. Pointer Record. Used in reverse lookup zones to map IPs to names. 29. TXT Record. Holds text information, often used for SPF or verification data. 30. SRV Record. Service Record. identifies servers hosting specific services, e.g. LDAP, Kerberos.
Section 4. DNS Infrastructure and Operation. 31. Root hints. List of root DNS servers that help resolve unknown domains on the Internet. 32. Forwarders. External DNS servers used when a local server cannot resolve a query. 33. Conditional forwarding. Sends DNS queries for specific domains to specific DNS servers. 34. Caching. Temporary storage of DNS responses to speed up future lookups. 35. TTL. Determines how long a DNS record is cached before it must be refreshed. 36. Aging and scavenging. Automatically removes stale or outdated DNS records. 37. Dynamic DNS, DDNS. Automatically updates DNS records when IP addresses change. 38. Secure dynamic updates. Allows only authorized devices to update their DNS records. 39. DNSSEC. DNS security extensions. Adds authentication and integrity checks to DNS data. 40. LLMR. Link Local Multicast Name Resolution. Resolves names when no DNS server is available on the local network.
Section 5. Advanced DNS and Windows Integration. 41. WINS, Windows Internet Name Service, Legacy Name Resolution System for older Windows networks. 42. Host file, a local file that maps domain names to IP addresses used before DNS queries. 43. FQDN, Fully Qualified Domain Name, the complete domain name including host, domain, and TLD, e.g. server1.example.com. 44. Root domain, represented by a dot at the top of the DNS hierarchy. 45. Subdomain, a child domain under a larger domain, e.g. sales.example.com. 46. Delegation, assigning responsibility for a subdomain to another DNS server. 47. Zone delegation, process of creating NS records that point to authoritative servers for subdomains. 48. Authoritative DNS server, a DNS server that hosts the definitive records for a domain. 49. Non-authoritative answer, a DNS response retrieved from a cache rather than the original source. 50. DNS policy, a feature in Windows Server that allows administrators to control how DNS responds to queries based on conditions like client location or time.
And that's it. 50 key DNS terms you must know to master Windows Server name resolution. Understanding DNS is critical for managing networks, troubleshooting issues, and passing Microsoft certifications like AZ800 and AZ801.